What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another AudioAssemble video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Waves plugin, the Vocal Bender. It's a really cool plugin, really straightforward. I love how simple it is just off the bat from opening it up. One thing I always love about plugins is being able to resize them. I love being able to make it a little bit bigger just because it makes it a little bit easier to get those detailed tweaks in. So right off the bat, you see we have the two main wheels here, the pitch and format. It's really obvious what those do.
I guess that they bought into the lies they were told. I guess that they bought into the lies they were told.
They sound great whenever you use them. Pitch seems to get rid of the characteristics of the voice, while format tries to keep a little bit of the characteristics and personality of the voice itself while moving it up and down in semitones. They both work in semitones if you were curious. And then you have the chain here. So clicking the chain doesn't actually let you move them both once you have it selected. There's no on or off for it. You actually click and then drag, and it will move them both at the same time in ratio to each other. Along the left side here, you see the flatten. This will hold vocals to a single note. It can be controlled and layered in with the mix here on the right. We'll have it on, see what it sounds like real quick.
I guess that they bought into the lies they were told.
Really has like a Will.i.am feel to it. I like the way it sounds, especially with rap vocals. It adds an extra depth, robotic feel to them. Great for a chorus or maybe a bridge. Along the bottom, you see there's these four options: M1, M2, AM, MP, T. You can click on those and that brings up this drop down menu, or you can use this arrow along the right. So you have Modulation 1 and Modulation 2. The exact same things, they just have the different waveforms pulled up on them at the moment. You can use them as the oscillator or sequencer. You can draw your own sequencer. I really like how they added that in. You can even go into a folder and scroll through these pre-drawn waveforms that you can use. Just click it, bring it up. A lot of fun to go through those, see what different sounds you like to use. Like I said, Modulation 2 is the exact same thing as 1. It's just an extra modulator that you have in there. So we'll move on to the AM here. This is the amplitude. Ooh, forgot to turn flatten off. Amplitude works to slide the signal on either the pitch or the formant. It pushes or pulls the signal. I'll show you what I mean here. You see it has the line here along the right side that drops down. It pushes it higher for the pitch. Actually, let's do this on the formant. So you can make it go higher, lower on the semitones, whichever one. This is almost like a compressor, so it's triggering it with the higher peak. So the higher the peak, the more it's going to cue the amplitude to push the signal through the formant or the pitch. So if I have a lower attack, it's going to be slamming it along this line here. If I have a higher attack, it's going to take a little bit more signal and it's not going to process it as heavily with it. Let's try that here. So we'll have the attack really high and you'll hear it attack a little bit more on the higher peaks.
I guess that they bought into the lies they were told.
And then compared to having it all the way down, you'll see it get slammed with this little white dot there.
I guess that they bought into the lies they were told.
But that is amplitude, so now we'll move on to pitch. Clear amplitude out, and we'll bring pitch up here. So the way it works with pitch is you have the smoother effect here. This is going to allow you to control whether it's a little more or less robotic. The higher the smooth, the less robotic it's going to sound. It's going to make the pitch controls a little bit smoother compared to it being all the way down. It's going to let it be a little bit more robotic. The offset has to do with where it's starting in relation to the mod wheel. So we already have the pitch on there. We can bring this, we can have a really heavy pitch control, or we can bring this up. Let's take it this way and hit play.
I guess that they bought into the lies they were told.
Gives kind of a cool effect when it's fading out. There's a lot more you can do with this. I'm just trying to go over the basic functions here. So you've seen me add them on to the formant and pitch. There is obviously the drag and drop, but you can also go to these four little spaces underneath pitch and formant. Click on those and then you can select which one you want to add. And then you can right click them and click none to get rid of them. Left clicking on them doesn't do anything other than you can click and drag to do these controls here. And one thing that I didn't realize until I had messed around with this for a little bit is that you can add the mod, amplitude, and pitch to the mix slider itself. So that's a really cool way to add some extra dynamics to your mixes. And last thing I wanted to go over was the presets. So most of the time I'm used to going up here for presets, but that's mostly a Pro Tools made preset or personal presets that you have made yourself. The way that you pull up the presets for this is you just click the load, and you can scroll through here and do it this way. I really like the preset browser because this doesn't go away whenever you select a preset. It keeps this window open, so you're not going in here, clicking it, don't like it, click it again. You have to keep going back and forth. It's a lot easier to just scroll through with the preset browser here. A lot of these presets sound really cool. Take the chance to flip through them. You'll find some really cool sounds and different ways that you can use this plugin. I could see myself using it on a lot of different projects, especially if you're working with any sort of R&B or rap like I was saying earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you found all this information helpful, especially when it comes to your selection on the Waves Vocal Bender. If you're wanting to give this a try yourself on some sessions, you can go to waves.com. We'll have a link down in the description directly to the Vocal Bender. You can get a 7-day free trial to check it out, see what all the presets sound like, and how everything works for you. Try it out on some sessions. Make sure you leave a like and comment down below. Tell us about anything you want to see us review in the future, or perhaps anything we can teach you. And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We really appreciate it, and we've got a lot more of this content along the way.